Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, traders, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. Welcome back to the Tier 1 Trading Live Trading Room, the New York edition. Happy Wednesday to you. Got a slow Wednesday in the market, as expected. Yesterday was a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of setups in the market. And today's the exact opposite. That's typically how it goes, especially during the summer, kind of stop and go traffic. Although we are seeing a little bit of movement lately. Keep in mind, tomorrow we do have our ECB. I'll bring over to Forex Factory for you to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at here. Tomorrow we do have our monetary policy coming out from the ECB. I don't want to say consensus, but the original idea was a quarter point hike. Pressure is being put for a 50% hike. And we'll see what happens. This is one of those things, if you guys remember news, if you're new to news is interesting about how the market moves. Because I get this question every single time a news event comes out and traders kind of email me asking like, why did it do this? Why did it do that? And remember, the markets move off of the biggest moves you'll see in the market are off the deviation of the expectation, right? So when the market gives something other than what the market expects. So a good number doesn't really mean a good move. A bad number doesn't mean a bad move. It's when the market expects something, let's say a good number, and the actual number is bad, then they panic and rush and reevaluate, or vice versa. It seems to me, right, that the anticipation is for a bigger, greater, larger than quarter point hike. Everyone wants the 50 burger. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because I think if they do not get, I think a lot of the movement we're seeing in the market, right, with the euro dollar specifically, kind of euro strength lately, moving off of parity and whatever, a lot of that is based off the anticipation that they are going to go 50 instead of 25. So if we do see a 25, obviously that's not a bad thing, but it's different than the expectation. So I think there is this possibility where you can see a 25% hike, which is what it says on Forex Factory and most of your economic calendars across the board, yet you'll see a negative reaction. So before you send me emails, that's what you have to remember. News is typically priced in way before it is released. And whenever you see market moving, it is off of kind of future expectations of the news. So we'll see. ECB press conference this morning as well, 8:45. That's going to be big. This is one of the news events that I've learned over time. Do not trade during, especially when I was a day trader. I learned a lot of valuable lessons during a day trader. I went into day trading thinking that, my mentor is really kind of strict and military, where it's like, we're technical analysts. We don't care about anything else. Trade the charts, which is true to an extent. I learned through experience that there are certain news events that you don't want to trade through, because all rationality is kind of removed during it. And the ECB press conference is one of them. I spent years getting whipsawed to death before kind of learning my lesson. So be aware of that on the lower time frames today. Speaking of lower time frames, we're probably going to spend most of our time today on the lower time frames. There wasn't much from a swing trading perspective that we have to look at, especially adding on to what we looked at yesterday. So we'll probably do more of a day trading kind of analysis today. We'll start on the higher time frames, obviously, and work our way down. But we'll kind of look for more day trading opportunities today, if that's okay with you. Now, traded day wise, for you guys watching on YouTube, we're going to make this a viewer's choice day, since I usually ignore you guys and go with what I want to go with already, something pre-planned. But I don't have a lot on the radar, especially, again, swing trading wise. So if you're a YouTuber or a trading viewer listening, and you have something that you would like me to analyze or look at, or a question you had about a chart, this is your rare opportunity to type it in and get that answered for you. While you're doing so, because I know there's a delay, I want to give you guys a heads up. We have an upcoming workshop coming up, Bridging the Gap, free online trading workshop, 2 weeks, right? We had a lot of great feedback from how we ran the last workshop. You guys really enjoyed it. kind of doing a mix instead of just all live sessions, doing a mix between kind of pre-recorded training content and then hopping in the live room every other day. So we're going to do it again. So we got Bridging the Gap coming up. Again, you can register for free. Make sure you do it. Just head over to www.tier1trading.com/BTG. Hit that registration button. That way you get the emails that give you your login and you get all that fun stuff and you won't miss it. And I won't have to worry about hearing your complaints later because I always get it. I always get it. Or she says, please give us as much details as you can, what you look at. Please give us, for the people, for anyone typing in. We're going to see. I know there's a delay. We're going to give them a couple more seconds, and I'm just going to pick something random, right? But I do want to give them a chance because I always feel bad every time I start doing analysis and someone's like, hey, can you look at gold? And I'm like, we already did our one. I'm sorry. So while we're waiting for that, how about you guys in the live room here? Anything that you guys had on your radar today? We saw a lot of follow through. Again, you see Euro Yen reached our area. Boom. Right to right to our kill zone there. We saw Pound Aussie follow through to the downside as well. Euro dollar still kind of stuck in a breakout pattern with the ECB press conference though. So we're starting to, I guess we were seeing some recent bearish movement now. Actually, this type of movement wasn't present when I did my analysis this morning. So we'll see what happens. But all right, I'm going to pick something. I just want to see why we are moving here. It's amazing how much can change between 6:30 and 7:30, right? Let me just see what's hitting this euro pessimism. See if we can figure out why is the euro sinking. Mortgage app. Maybe they're starting to come into the reality of, hey, maybe we're not seeing this 50% rate hike. All right, I'll pick something for you. Yep, ECB is tomorrow. Yep. Sorry, yeah, I would say ECB press conference today. Sorry, ECB press conference tomorrow. Sorry about that. Thursday. Thursday is the rate hike and the press conference tomorrow. Sorry about that. I get all my days confused. Fabio says, today the move was because the Russian foreign minister comments about the war. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. All right, let's pick something. You guys aren't any help on YouTube today. There we go. We'll pick this one. This is a simple one. We'll make it short and sweet. Little pattern formation action today on pound dollar. Fitzy just said, I'm looking at whether there is a rejection on pound dollar 4 hour for a short. Perfect. We can look at that. And then we'll head over to Euro New Zealand X ORSI. So let's go to the pound dollar right here. Probably saw a pattern setting up already, but let's take a look at the bigger picture. Let me write down my list so we have it for the upload later. So bigger picture pound dollar, right? Let's remind ourselves of where we're at. And again, a great tool that I like to use that is highly underrated is the horizontal line tool, right? Nothing better, right? Unless you have VS1 levels that stretch across the board, right? Nothing better than taking a horizontal line tool, putting it at your structure low, and asking yourself the question, where are we at in relative to other structure? And if you guys remember the pound dollar, we're at an interesting situation because we are in this congestion area where we are basically trading in the middle of consolidation. We can go lower, obviously, right? The lows, the lowest closes, which is what I typically look for. Not typically is what I do look for. The lowest closes are down there, right? At around 115, which means we can go lower, but there's a big difference of, can we go lower and do we actually think we can go lower, especially when hard-earned money is on the line. So longer term, I'm not really bearish on pound dollar because of that. I don't really see a clear path to going lower. It's choppy, but we're definitely in that bearish continuation mode. You can see we've pulled back to our previous levels of structure. Right up here, we've got two very good rejection candles, right? Now, how can you say they're very good rejection candles until they're both bullish? Why would I say they're very good rejection candles, right? They're bullish candles, but what's the hidden message that they tell us? Hidden to those who don't know what to look at. Yep. Yeah. Look at the wicks. What are the wicks telling you? right? They're both neutral candles, right? They both close in the middle third, but you look at the wicks and you look at the fact that the bulls did try to push up to our previous level of structure and they were rejected. The bulls tried to push up again on the very next day. Same level of structure, did inch up a little bit higher and were rejected. Now, again, is this any type of selling signal? No. I don't think you should sell or anything like that right now. But there is a sign that we're seeing some selling pressure at this level. It'll be interesting to see how this day forms. Currently, it's an inside day. Currently, this would be a positive bearish candle. It's also very early in the day. So it's kind of meaningless right now. We'll see what happens throughout the rest of the day. But we're at a good level to see these rejections at, especially if you're looking for shorts, as Fitzy mentions. That's a positive sign on your higher time frame. We go down to a lower time frame, right? Gives us kind of a clear view of that structure level, previous structure resistance right here. We came back up. Very nice 3-bar reversal. Again, our rejection candles look a little clearer here. Big rejection, nice bearish pin bar, lower low, lower close. Not really much of a follow through. Came up for some good double top action. Again, maybe not a tradable double top because of the depth of the retracement and the higher high, higher close, but some double top action nonetheless. And we've got some bearish divergence on the RSI as well. And now we're kind of putting in currently, again, 4 hours. We have another hour and 20 minutes to see. Currently putting in a potential lower low, lower close below this last little mini retracement as well. Fitzy says RSI was overbought as well. Indeed, it was, with divergence on the second test. You can see price action indicator showing two opposite things. That is going to be bearish divergence in this particular case. So now, also understand that patterns can morph. We won't go too much into it, but this can also easily turn into a rising channel, which would also be a selling signal, but it can turn into, a double top, can turn into a rising channel. It can turn into an ascending triangle, right? We never know what the future holds. We just have to be able to adjust. But a nice little rejection and hold there so far. So if you're someone that's looking for shorts, this could be a short right here. Again, one of the biggest things is going to depend on how you value this. And if you see this as a double top or not, because of the retested structure. Should have drew this the opposite way, but you get it. Something else that you can look for if you're someone, I know some double top traders trade this with for confirmation, is they look for that double top and then they look for kind of a break and close below this level. So maybe a break and close below this candle could be a confirmation entry for you. Regardless, if you're someone that's looking at this as a longer term continuation setup, and you can let me know what you're looking at, Fitzy, if you don't mind. You can look for a retest of the lows here. So let's say you do get the lower low, lower close, right? You can look for a retest of these lows and then for the extension for your secondary targets. Obviously, you can do a million things with targets. It's up to you, but kind of just giving a general idea with stops above the highs here. It'll set you up with a pretty decent risk reward. Fitzy said he's looking down to about 1870, so a little bit higher. About right in there. Awesome. Do you mind sharing the reason for 1870s, Fitzy? Just curious. Looks like a 618. Fib retracement, 618 retracement. Looks like a 618 retracement. Let's see. Shoop. Yep, right on it. Nice. Any one in, one out, or looking for any extended targets as well for the bigger move? Or just kind of in, out, get money and run? Yep, potential bat. Yep, we're going to look at that in a second. Good eye. Once we head down one more time frame. Fitzy says, 1 in, 1 out. I'm not playing no games. Take my money and run. Cool. We go down one more time frame here on the cable, the pound dollar. Adjust this a little bit. You guys can see in this kind of consolidative period, which is what we're doing here, we've got a potential advanced pattern formation as well. This is what typically happens during periods of consolidation, right? So this move up. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, check your data on this. This is going to be a close one. Check your data. Make sure that 50% is hit. If it is, and obviously that's your rule, right? You look for potential advanced pattern formation here as well. This would be an example of a bullish bat pattern with our X to A being this first swing right here. This is a good example of an advanced pattern formation, ratio pattern formation that uses an anchor leg and not an impulse leg. So if you're someone that cares about the differences between the two, I personally don't, but this is a good example of one, a clean one that uses an anchor leg and not an impulse leg. But X to A to B, again, check the data on that B leg, B to C, and then we'd look for a CD completion right here with our 886. And then the kill zone for this advanced pattern formation would be from the 886 Fibonacci retracement down to the X leg. And this is going to be, again, a bullish pattern formation. Now, the question is, with this bullish pattern formation, is it an opportunity where you want to go for extended targets? Do you want to shoot for anything higher, any type of continuation? This is where you kind of rely back on your top-down analysis, right? During our top-down analysis, we didn't see any reason to look for longs. If anything, we made a reason for maybe extended shorts, right? If we wanted to do one. So this would be an advanced pattern formation, kind of like Fitzy's situation where it's like, hey, there's no need to get greedy. You get in, you get your money, hopefully, and then you get out and you don't waste anything. Give me a second. I'm going to write this in. YouTubers, let me know if you have any questions. Same thing with here in the live room. This is pound dollar 1 hour potential. Oh, did I spell it right? I did. Ooh, I never spell it right. Bullish bat pattern. Let me go copy the link real quick. And we'll get it into our dashboard. And I spelled pattern wrong. There we go, Akil. I nailed potential, which I never, ever spell right. Never, ever spell that word right. That's why I trade and I don't write. But I butchered the word pattern. Butchered the word pattern. It's like I always do that, man. I always do that. I get the hard question on the test right, and then I choke on the easy one. Story of my life. All right, real quick, I'm getting it to our pro trade log real quick. You guys know I can't do two things at once, but that's okay. Multitasking isn't a real thing anyway. It is fake. Boom, we got it in there as well. Cool. All right, question on YouTube said, would be interesting to see if Enigma would identify that as a bat. Would be. I don't have my Ninja Trader up right now, but I can look at that once I shut the live stream down. You'll see to the percentage point. And Enigma, if you guys don't know, that's our pattern recognition software. So we have this cool pattern recognition software that automatically identifies patterns, or you can use it to manually draw them out. It's as good as I've seen in my career to the naked eye. It's not the same as the naked eye, right? I always advise you use it as a tool, a helpful tool, and not to say all be all. So I prefer to trade patterns that I see and not just everything Enigma points out, because sometimes it shares stuff that I don't believe is a pattern. Sometimes it catches stuff that, or sometimes it doesn't catch stuff that I do think is a pattern. So it's not to say all be all, but it's a great tool. And if you know how to use the tool correctly, it's going to be very helpful. Reese says, what's the difference between an impulse leg and an anchor leg? To make it simple, an impulse leg is like an extension. Outside leg is like an impulse leg is one that breaks a previous level of structure. An outside leg doesn't, or an anchor leg doesn't. So all of your extensions are going to be impulse legs because an extension has to break a previous structure level. An anchor leg is one that will not break structure. He says, would it be due to the retracements you get on the impulse? Oh, sorry, that's a follow-up. Yeah, cool. All right. Pound dollar. So two situations here. Fitzy's got a short. Are you short already, Fitzy? You're looking for a short. I think you said you're short already, right? Off the rejection. So potential short and a potential long. Live streamers, I'm going to boot you out. Another short and sweet day. Fitzy's waiting on the close. Nice. So confirmation below that low. Awesome. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hit that like button on the way out. Remember, register for the Bridging the Gap trading event August 1st through August 12th. Don't procrastinate, which I believe is the topic of today's Trader Coffee Break episode as well. Procrastination, brought to me by one of you guys. Real quick, Fabio says, for your live room, Head and Shoulders